Friends, we were all created with a desire to worship. It's in our DNA. From the moment we take our first breath, there's an innate longing within us to connect with something greater, something beyond the ordinary. There's something deep inside us that longs for something bigger than ourselves. This yearning is not just a fleeting feeling, it's a profound part of who we are. It drives us to seek meaning and purpose in our lives. We were made to connect with God, our Creator, on a deeper level. This connection is not just a ritual or a routine, it's a relationship that transforms us from the inside out. This connection, my friends, is what we call worship. Worship is the bridge that brings us closer to the divine, allowing us to experience His presence in our daily lives. Worship isn't just singing songs in church on Sunday morning. It's not confined to a specific time or place. It's an expression of our love and gratitude towards God. It's so much more than that. Worship is about how we live our lives, how we treat others, and how we reflect God's love in our actions. True worship is a way of life. It's about integrating our faith into every aspect of our existence, making every moment an opportunity to honor God. It's about surrendering our hearts to God completely, in every area of our lives. This means trusting Him with our hopes, our fears, our dreams, and our struggles. It's about recognizing His goodness, His greatness, and His love for us. When we acknowledge His presence in our lives, we begin to see the world through a different lens. When we worship God with all that we are, something amazing happens. Our perspective shifts, and we start to experience life in a fuller, richer way. We begin to experience His presence in a real and tangible way. This presence brings a sense of peace and assurance that we are never alone, no matter what we face. Our hearts are filled with joy, peace, and strength that we could never find anywhere else. This joy is not dependent on our circumstances, but on our relationship with God. So let's embark on this incredible journey of discovering the beauty and power of true worship together. Let's open our hearts and minds to the endless possibilities that come with a life devoted to worship. Together, we can explore the depths of God's love and experience the transformative power of His presence in our lives. In the Gospel of John, Jesus gives us a powerful definition of true worship. He says God is spirit, and His worshipers must worship in the spirit and in truth. John 4:24 Nanav. This verse, my friends, holds the key to unlocking a deeper, more fulfilling relationship with our Creator. It invites us to go beyond the surface, beyond the mere act of attending church or following religious customs. It calls us to engage with God on a profound, intimate level. It tells us that true worship isn't confined to rituals or traditions. It's not about the external practices that we often associate with being religious. Instead, it's about the internal connection, the genuine bond we form with God. It's about connecting with God on a heart level. This means opening up our innermost thoughts and feelings to Him, allowing ourselves to be vulnerable in His presence. It's about allowing His Spirit to move within us, guiding our thoughts, our words, and our actions. When we worship in spirit, we invite God's presence into every aspect of our lives, letting Him shape our character and our decisions. Worshiping in spirit and truth requires us to be real with God. It means shedding any pretense or facade and coming before Him with honesty and humility. It's about coming to Him just as we are, with all our flaws and imperfections. We don't need to put on a show or pretend to be something we're not. He already knows our hearts anyway. He sees beyond our outward appearances and understands our true selves. He doesn't expect us to be perfect, but He does desire our genuineness. When we come to Him with sincerity, we open the door to a transformative relationship, one that brings peace, joy, and a deeper sense of purpose. So let us strive to worship in spirit and in truth, embracing the freedom and authenticity that comes with it. Let us seek to know God more intimately and allow His love to fill our hearts and guide our lives. In doing so, we will experience the fullness of His presence and the richness of a life lived in true worship. Worshiping in spirit means allowing the Holy Spirit to lead and guide us. It's about surrendering our hearts to Him, letting Him fill us with His presence. It's about being sensitive to His voice and His promptings in our lives. Think of it like this. Imagine you have a close friend who knows you inside and out. You trust them completely, and you value their opinion. When they give you advice, you listen because you know they have your best interests at heart. That's what it's like to worship in spirit. We come to God with a humble and open heart, ready to listen to His guidance. We trust that He knows what's best for us, and we're willing to follow wherever He leads. Now let's talk about worshiping in truth. This means approaching God with honesty and sincerity. It's about basing our worship on who God truly is, as revealed in His Word, the Bible. The Bible is like a love letter from God to us. It reveals His character, His promises, and His incredible plan for our lives. When we study the Scriptures and meditate on His Word, we come to know Him more intimately. And as we grow in our knowledge of Him, our worship becomes deeper and more meaningful. We're not just repeating empty words or going through the motions. We're connecting with the God of the universe, the one who created us and loves us unconditionally. Section 5. The transformative power of authentic worship. Friends, when we embrace true worship that is both in spirit and in truth, something incredible happens. Our relationship with God is strengthened and deepened. We begin to experience His presence in a real and tangible way. True worship has the power to transform us from the inside out. It breaks down walls of fear, doubt, and insecurity. It fills us with joy, peace, and hope that surpasses all understanding. When we come to God with open and surrendered hearts, He meets us where we are. He heals our brokenness, He restores our souls, and He empowers us to live lives that are pleasing to Him. Section 6. Cultivating a heart of worship in daily life. Remember, true worship is more than just a Sunday morning activity. It's a way of life. It's about incorporating God into every aspect of our day-to-day routines. Think about it. We can worship God in the way we treat our families, the way we approach our work, and the way we interact with others. Every moment of our lives is an opportunity to honor Him and to reflect His love to the world. So how can we cultivate a heart of worship in our daily lives? It starts with making a conscious effort to put God first in everything we do. Section 7. Practical steps to deepen your worship. Here are a few practical tips. Start your day with prayer and Bible reading. Begin by setting aside a quiet time each morning to connect with God. This can be as simple as reading a few verses from the Bible and meditating on them. Allow these moments to set the tone for your day, grounding you in faith and purpose. Ask God to guide your steps and to help you see Him at work in your life. As you go about your daily activities, keep an open heart in mind, looking for signs of His presence and guidance. This can be through a kind word from a friend, a beautiful moment in nature, or an unexpected blessing. Throughout the day, take time to pause and reflect on His goodness. These pauses can be brief moments where you simply take a deep breath and acknowledge His presence. Reflect on the ways He has been faithful to you in the past and trust that He will continue to be so in the future. Thank Him for His blessings, both big and small. Keeping a gratitude journal can be a powerful practice. Write down at least 3 things you are thankful for each day. This habit helps shift your focus from what you lack to the abundance of blessings in your life. Make worship music a part of your daily routine. Create a playlist of your favorite worship songs and listen to it during your commute, while doing chores, or during your quiet time. Let the melodies and lyrics draw you closer to God and remind you of His love and grace. Let the words of faith and praise wash over you and uplift your spirit. Singing along can be a form of prayer and worship, allowing you to express your devotion and love for God in a heartfelt way. Find creative outlets that allow you to express your love for God. Whether it's through painting, writing, singing, or playing an instrument, use your talents to glorify Him. These creative activities can be acts of worship, offering your gifts back to the Creator. Whether it's painting, writing, singing, or playing an instrument, use your gifts to glorify Him. Share your creations with others as a testimony of your faith and as an encouragement to them. Remember, friends, worship isn't about perfection. It's about progress. It's about taking small, consistent steps each day to draw closer to God. Celebrate the progress you make, no matter how small it may seem. It's about taking small steps each day to draw closer to God and to deepen your relationship with Him. Embrace the journey of faith, knowing that each step brings you closer to His heart. Trust in His timing and His plan for your life, and let your worship be a reflection of your love and devotion to Him. Section 8. Overcoming obstacles to true worship. Now, I know that there will be times when it's difficult to worship. Life throws us curveballs. We face challenges that test our faith and make it hard to see God's hand at work. But even in those difficult moments, friends, we can choose to turn to God. We can choose to lift our voices in praise, even when we don't feel like it. We can choose to trust that He is with us, even in the midst of the storm. Remember that true worship isn't about our circumstances. It's about the condition of our hearts. It's about choosing to focus on God's goodness and faithfulness, even when we don't understand what He's doing. Section 9, the joy of a life filled with worship. Friends, when we make worship a priority in our lives, we unlock a level of joy and fulfillment that we never thought possible. We experience the peace that surpasses all understanding. We find strength to overcome challenges, and we discover a sense of purpose and meaning that transcends our circumstances. A life filled with worship is a life that is full of God's presence. It's a life that is marked by joy, peace, and an unshakable hope. Section 10, Conclusion. Embrace the journey of worship. Friends, I want to encourage you today to embrace the journey of worship. Make it a priority in your life. Seek God with all your heart, and you will find Him. Remember, worship isn't about perfection. It's about progress. It's about taking small steps each day to draw closer to the one who loves you most. So let's choose to live our lives as living sacrifices, holy and pleasing to God. Let's offer our bodies as instruments of righteousness, using our gifts and talents to bring glory to His name. And let's never stop pursuing a deeper, more intimate relationship with our Creator. God bless you, my friends.